Hi. Why do we always start with an This is in response to okay. Hi. This is the Hi, this is the challenge by Meri Atelier. I think I've said that totally wrong. I cannot pronounce names. Sorry. I'll see if we can leave a link or Mick will type it on the screen. It's a Journaling by Fives one. I'm sorry. Right. I don't have magazines. I don't get magazines or anything like that. All I get basically is junk through my letterbox. I just don't have stuff like that. So after wandering around the house for a day trying to find a book that I was prepared to rip up, I couldn't do it. I'll have to purchase a book to rip up. I just couldn't do it. Even the cat got disturbed at me going around grumbling. So I thought I'd work with what I did have. It's one of my magazines, a freebie in the magazine, but I tend to buy magazines that I'm going to keep and reuse. And this one was advertising polytunnels and greenhouses and stuff like that. I hope you can read that. But that's the bit that I've highlighted. And because it's quite flimsy, but it's not too bad, but I just don't know what I've decided to do, because I have got something planned on the back for the back, but it's dependent on whether somebody can print something out for me, so I might have to leave that stage and then re-show it again. So I've got some, where have I put it? It's lining paper, a roll of lining paper for wallpapering, for lining your walls. And to make this, because I'm going to be sticking quite a lot of little pieces down on this. So basically I'm going to stick it on there and call it a page. And it's a bigger page than I wanted to do, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stick it down with wood glue, and I'm probably going to end up doing the steps in the wrong order, but I will do all the steps, but they're going to be in the wrong order. I'm sorry. I hope it counts, and I hope you like it. I'm probably going to go into fast forward mode now. doing the interactive part of it, although I got slightly carried away on the other part of it. Seed packet. Hobbycraft stamp. Badly stained. But I'm probably going to have to move it because I'm going to have to be very selective where I stamp on there. And it's again 7 in the morning. I've been up all night. Sorry. If it stops sliding around. Blue tack. It's brilliant, is this stuff. That's a lot thicker, so I'm not going to be able to see through it right well. Right down on my pen. Come on. going to be able to do this in this position. Hang on, let me... that way. Right, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this in this position. I'll just have to give it a go, I suppose, and see how it goes. Come on, you will go through. You better not get it through the wrong way when I do get it through. I hate glitter. I got told, well, when I bought that stuff, it was all meant to be embossing powder. That's why I tried embossing it. And now I've got glitter everywhere. Right, sorry about that. It was the, not editor, director. Yes, it was my director on the phone. It was Mick. Right, sorry about the brew, but it needs to be there for weight. And it probably looks manky, but that's how I have my coffee. Right, because I glued that not so long ago, I'm going to cover it with something that, if it, you know, because it's a hot cup of coffee, I don't want it denting it too badly. Your two middle ones, hold them still. I'm going to do a curly macrame. Right one over the top, or if you're more comfortable, left one over the top, whichever way you want it to spin. I'm more comfortable right over the top, left. Sorry, all it is you're tying a knot, a normal knot, but in between there, where it does that, they end up in between. I taught my niece this within 2 seconds and she had it like that. If you can tie your shoelaces then you can do it. So right over the top, left, under and through that loop that you've just made. And snug it up. These are your working threads. And they're your colours. They can be any colour, any size, any shape, any thickness you want, within reason. So if you wanted it to just have the traditional straight macrame, now I'd take this one and put this one over the top. And if you ever get mixed up, if you want to do the straight, whichever side this raised up bubble here, it's raised up there, and on that side it's down underneath. As I say, if you want to do it straight, whichever side this raised up bubble is on is the one that goes on the top for the next knot. So if I did that way, this one would end up on the top, then going underneath. So then I know that it's this side that goes on the top next, because there'd be a bubble on that side. Because this, I'm doing a twist, I'm just doing right hand over all the time. And this is for Mick. I don't know why he said he wanted me to do some macaroni, and I'm doing a tag to go with this thing, so right over for the twist one, left, tie a knot, right over. There will be a point where it goes a full turn and it all twists round. I don't think this is going to be long enough for that. I don't know, it might. So I'm sticking with me right. If you want me to do a demo of the other way, just say. I'm going to end up with my brew all over my lap. Right, I want it a little bit baggy at the top, then it stays. That's great. Right, oh, over the top, and if you can keep these straight, your core ones straight, it's a lot neater. See, it's twisting, it's going over. I know technically I'm putting my right over my left each time, but each time your right becomes your left, becomes your right, becomes your left. I've tied a knot in that one. That's on the left. Now it's on the right. Now it's back on the left. I had a horrible feeling I was out of shot then. It's quite a nice effect, and you can hold them and bunch it up so it goes fatter. You can sort of manipulate it so it goes fatter in the centre slightly. You can stretch it out and show some of your core colour. Not so much with this one, but because it starts to look a bit strange if you do that too much. Obviously you can put beads on your core and skip over. I sort of got a bit carried away. But I picked my magazine page, book page, magazine page. It's just huge. I highlighted my text. I technically put an exceedingly wide border on it to make up for sort of the fact that the text was already highlighted on the page as such, because it's about polytunnels, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. And if I had a polytunnel, it would look like this, but worse, better, worse, there'd be more in it. I was going to cover up this person down here, or I was going to try and make this path go and cover up the sort of polytunnel, but try and make the path, but I couldn't because of the words and where the words were, and I didn't want to start hacking into the page, and because it had meant moving everything around. It had just been crazy. But basically, if I zoom in a bit, oh, that were a bit fast, sorry. This is part of the front of a seed catalogue, and these are some of the bits, and it was just straight boards, and I cut it at a funny angle to make it look like maybe wheelbarrow handles or wooden, they call it staving in greenhouses and things. So I just sort of cut it off at a pleasing, so I know they're not bob on, but it was best I could do with what I had. I outlined everything, and a bit of doodling, I suppose, that's not really doodling, outlining. And I even put a bit on these because it was looking too different compared to all the outlining and shading round here. And I don't really understand how you're meant to do it when you're taking elements with different lighting. As I say, it's my first piece, so... Oh, hang on, it's not my first piece. I will get my first piece and show you my first piece that I did a lot of years ago. Yeah, when you get lots of different elements that's got lots of different lighting angles with shadows everywhere, I don't know, then you create a picture with the shadows in the right place. So I basically just sort of did them everywhere, in every direction that I could think of. It was the only way it worked, but just let me zoom into this bit a minute. I actually created a vine and had it growing up the supports of the polytunnel and then coming out, and these were just, I think they were cabbage leaves or something. These were obviously cucumbers, but they were a lot bigger. I think, is it that one? This one? I've put a little baby cucumber behind it, and there's a little tiny cucumber there, and the flowers were I don't know what they were, begonias or something. I just cut them in the right shape, used the centre and cut them in the right shape. But when I put the shadows over the tops, it sort of looked real sweet. And I decided to do the swirly bit of the vine coming out and gripping hold of everything. It's definitely different. I'll give you a close-up of the text if I can. It's too big, it's hitting the tripod. Hang on. I'm going to cover that last bit of text up because I cut some beans out and I'm going to use them. They fit, they're going on, I'm using them. Where's my brush? That will do. That can be drying while I'm doing the other thing. I think I need a new bottle. It keeps getting gummed up for some reason. I just think it looks a bit silly with all the text covered up. And that last little bit showing. I know it wasn't exactly what was asked for. It's loosely in the lines of what was asked for, but oh, it actually looked more like peas. But we know the beans. So the beans. I'll put a bit of shading on. I'll put a bit of shading on them when they dry. So yeah, text highlighted, doodling, a lot of fussy cutting. Thoroughly enjoyed myself, and now it's just the interactive element to sign it. I've probably done my free play. Interactive element, sign it, and something on the back, but I'm afraid I can't do something on the back at the moment because I haven't got access to a printer. And even if I did, I wouldn't know how to use it. So I'm going to be asking for help. All I've done is, when I was macroneing, I took that last long one that I didn't fuzz out, like I fuzzed all these out, and wrapped it round a few times, but it was not strong enough to be tied in a knot itself, so I've just got a piece of thread. I've put a knot on the... I have put a knot... No, I haven't put a knot on the end. I usually do that with my other hand. Right, I've put a knot on the end. Bury that inside. Just going to take a few stitches. And catch that last one in. Go through to the other side. So that's now looped around this. It goes through that loop. So that should, yeah, snatch it tight. And go back through that side. Put it facing downwards. Go around it a couple of times just to keep it going downwards. Back up. And then I'll just go through a few more times and then just cut it off when I know that it's secure. This was, I should have brought another one. The tag that you get in a plant pot, and it was a weird shape and about so tall, so I cut it down to this size it was just a flower on the top with the white border. Cut it down to this size. Got a frilly lettuce. Cut what was behind the plant out, the flower. Cut it in half. You'll see it on the fast forward bit. Stuck one half there, and then did a bit of shading. I slitted up the side to make it easier to put over and gauge. I sanded this down with a nail file just to give it a tooth, and painted it with gesso. I should have took this piece of cardboard, because this was only magazine, very, very thin magazine paper, very thin. I should have took this piece of cardboard all the way down to the bottom, but I thought, at first I was going to leave the information about the plant on, and then I just thought, well, that's just silly, turn it into a journaling spot. So that's going to be a little tag. And this, a seed packet, for sweet peas, stamped. As I say, you'll see on the fast forward bit, I put black shadow around it and just filled in there a little bit where the paper had been creased and the colour had just come off a little bit, but that's all I've done. That, I'm not sure if I said or not, I got sold some embossing powders, 4 of them so far, are glitter. Yeah, Mark's going to be laughing his head off at me. He knows how much I detest glitter. I did it on my embossing ink pad thing, and then dipped it in the glitter and turned it on, and it went poof everywhere, covered the lot. Me, everywhere was covered in glitter. Not a pleasant experience when you really do not like glitter. Stop laughing, Mark. So yeah, the plan is I'll put it back into fast forward, or else you're just, you know, going to be bored to tears. So hang on, can you see? Basically, the plan is it's going to be glued about there, and then the tag, minus the needle, fits in there. So there you go. I'll have to put a picture up of it when I manage to do the back, but the back is to do with this, and it's very appropriately to do with this, in a funny sort of way, and I really hope I can manage to get it done. It'd be really sweet if I could get that done, but as I say, it's not dependent on me, it's dependent on somebody else doing me a favour. So if I can't get that done, I will do something else on the back. I hope you like it, and I thoroughly obviously enjoyed it every moment, apart from losing the I did some tomatoes for this plant here, a string of tomatoes, and each tomato was about so big, about so big, and it was a string about that long, and I cut it out and it's gone. I don't know where it's gone, I've lost it, which I was a bit miffed at. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. One other thing that I can't. What about hat? I cut garlic out. It got missing for a bit. I don't know where I think it was on the floor somewhere, and I came across it, and no, I can't put it on them as a hat. Even if I chopped it down, I couldn't put it on as a hat. There's a couple of cloves of garlic, so, but I would have liked some garlic in there. Right, there you go, it's finished. I don't know if Mick can turn it round or not, but it's the only really way I can fit it on is sideways to get the whole caboodle on there. That's it with tag removed. That's the tag. Try not to get on. That's better. That's the macrame. Right, I've just found the other collage thing that I've ever done. I mean, I might have done bits as a child, but I think cutting pictures of Michael Pride, I think it was, when he was Robin Hood on TV before they swapped him for that blonde dude. And sticking it in a book. I'll have to find that, it must be somewhere. It was about the only sort of collage thing that I'd ever done. This was a paparazzi picture of Kylie, and I'd like to know, if anybody knows how old this is, that Mick had been going on about how cute she was, and I weren't feeling at my best. And I was like, shut up, no, she's not. Because I'd only ever seen her on Neighbours. We're not having a TV or anything, and no newspapers or like that, I'd not seen her. And when she were on Neighbours, I didn't think she was particularly pretty. So I was a little bit insulting towards her. And obviously he's my boyfriend, and well, anyway, I called her, I'm probably going to get some right stick for this, I called her a kangaroo, I'm afraid. And he brought a picture home to show me how pretty she was, but it was out of a newspaper that he'd found at work, and it was paparazzi shot where they'd caught her on the beach with no top on. I've covered her top up, I've made her a bikini and done a few other bits to her. He weren't impressed. I've given her ears, a kangaroo tail, and buck teeth, kangaroo teeth, and a bikini top, obviously. A very pretty bikini top, yellow polka dot bikini. But I'm not sure how old it is. It's obviously very old, because I mean, look at the colour of it. But yeah, that's my, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. That's my only really other experience with collaging. I did cut out and thread it through rather than sticking it on though. Bye.